Hello and good morning. I am taking some time off in Washington State up near Seattle. I had stayed with my brother for a couple of days. He has a place north of Seattle, and I parked the truck at Donna's Travel Center. I'll see if I can get a pan around without, I won't be able to see what's in the frame, but it's a little bit rainy right now. It wasn't raining when I parked here, and actually on the drive over, just from, it's like a 30-minute drive. It's a little bit north of the city. I was able to see some of the Cascades. It was a cool little situation where there were clouds kind of sitting on top of the tops of the mountains, but you could still see a lot of them. It was a pretty cool view. I was kind of hoping that um, as I drive more today, I would get more like that, more views like that, maybe capture it on camera. But we'll see if I mean, it might be that this is just an isolated thing, and I'll punch through and find a nicer place or a nicer weather uh, on the drive. It's actually pretty likely, I guess, that I'll find some nicer weather at some point, because I am actually headed towards northern Idaho. I have a Airbnb booked for a couple days there, and I don't really have any specific plans. I just wanted to potentially get more familiar with that area. I'd seen it once before or sort of in that area with a lumber pickup that I did early on. I want to go back into that area and take a look around. I might go as far as Montana or just see, because it's pretty close. It's like it's in the Spokane area where Idaho's pretty thin, and so several state borders there, some mountains, some different water features and everything. So I've booked a spot at a little place. It looks like it's right on a resort, which it'll be a little bit off season. I don't think the skiing starts just yet. As far as when I checked on it, it was supposed to start in a few weeks. So we'll just go and see what all is in store for me. I pulled a bunch of stuff off the truck into this car. There's potential for me to organize it a little bit and get a little bit better, figure out how to organize it, what I have. And I did also do a little bit of shopping here in Seattle. I got there's a bag full of it's like a kind of like an overcoat and an overpants kind of thing to pull up. I guess that's my thought is it might be something I use in a kind of bad weather situation where I have to get out of the truck and like work on securement or something. I wanted to have a good option for that. And then I went to REI and found a few things on the clearance rack that were my size that I liked, so I got those, and then like a fleece and a jacket, and got a pair of work gloves, or like leather. They look like insulated in leather, so I'll see how they do, if they hold up, and couple of things like that. I looked for some maps for the area I'm going to, but they didn't really have any. So I think I might stop at the REI in Spokane and see if they have maps for like the northern Idaho region. If not, I'm not going to be I'm not too bent out of shape no matter what happens, I can take, if the weather cooperates well enough for me to go hiking, then with or without maps, I can adjust my plans to meet the level of uh, equippedness. The 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 maps that I have might dictate what kind of trail I go on. I could go on a simple out and back, no big issue. And that's all depending on what the weather's doing, which we'll have to see. And if the weather's bad, then I'll just relax, and I've got stuff to do. I brought some technology things to play with. I would like to play with the AI music generator some more. I made like a soundtrack earlier, a couple of, like, I forget how many exactly it is, but a few tracks that I like. I've been surprised by how much I still like them. I was expecting, I wasn't expecting to like them this much for this long. So I might try to make some more of those. And I've got a headset actually that I kind of need to figure out. I actually have had it for a while. I've had it since the Schneider truck that I got in. The guy had left a few things, and that's one of the things he left was this headset. And I didn't realize that it was actually, it's not like a cheapo one. It's a pretty good one. So I could try to figure out how that works. And a couple other things, just relax. And yeah, that's pretty much all. I had a massage yesterday as well. I've got another one planned for just before I leave again. I feel like that really, I can feel the difference. And last time I did it, I can feel the difference, like in my back and my shoulders, at least for a few days. So it feels like it's a good thing to do. And this video may be way too long. It probably is a situation where it should be split into two. One for the travel itself and what I'm doing today, and then one. It's the anniversary of me earning my CDL. So the date that's on the CDL I have is from 1 year ago today, and so I wanted to talk about what that has been like, or like my overview of what that has been like to have a CDL, and how that has changed my life, because it definitely has. And the short version is, it's been good. It's been a challenge, but not overwhelming, and it's been good. It's really shifted my life forward tremendously, and I still have problems, but they're kind of almost completely different than the problems I had before I started. A lot of those problems have been solved, the ones I started with, and now I have new problems to face and to resolve. But anyways, I think I need to go ahead and get going. I'll try setting up the camera, hopefully in a way that gets some footage, and if it's not any good, I might play footage from the trip into Seattle, because that was really nice. Especially I really like the section down in Oregon, where I was from Klamath Falls to like Bend, and then up, connecting to the I-5 and going north. There were some nice forested mountains that I like a lot in that area. And It was some nice lighting as well. It's, some golden lighting with a few intermittent trees showing the fall colors. A lot of it's evergreens though, but anyways, it was a nice drive there as well. I need to find a way to work in some of that footage and see how it goes. I'll probably, hopefully, remember to do another talk on the other end when I get more situated, and or along the way maybe too. We'll see. Good afternoon. I'm not sure how this is going to do. Hopefully I'm not punching the mic, and hopefully it's picking up in all this wind. But I'm on the ridge line coming down from Scotsman Peak or something like that. Scotsman, whatever. And the clouds have just literally like rolled back. So I have this kind of awesome little site here. I wanted to film, and then I don't know if I should talk. I thought about I might talk, but first let me turn the camera around. Alright, you can sort of see. Let me show you the view first, I guess. So, and this might put my mic in more wind, so we'll see how this does. But it's nice. Some little sunbeams over there. There's a lake. Should move over there in that direction and get a view of. There's some lakes over there, but this is kind of just cool. This is like this ridge line is almost a dividing line between cloud and not cloud right now. I think that's back up in the direction I came from. Went up to there's a little place, a tiny little shelter. Was actually a useful shelter, or would be if you wanted to stay there. But been enjoying this experience. Hiked up from that direction. A lot in the trees, mostly underneath the clouds for most of the day, or for most of the time, and then started hitting the clouds. About this time, I started clearing the tree line, and then been in the clouds for a little bit. Obviously, it's a little windy up here. Not as windy down there. So let me move a little bit and see if we can get a view of those lakes. Alright, we'll see how well this comes through, but clouds are starting to move in a little bit. You can see down there, it's a lake or lakes and a little town down there. I'm not sure what town that is. I believe Sandpoint is over that way somewhere. I think. I don't know what that is. Probably find it on the map. Came up. I'm pretty close to the Montana border. I think it's that way over the mountain. But you can see down the valley. It's still got kind of this cool effect right now, where the clouds just all pretty whited out over there, and a little bit of it's a little bit more rolled in, and you can see it kind of rolling up along the, I don't know what you call that, gulch or gully or something. And pretty cool. It's a little chilly. My fingers are freezing, so I'm probably not going to do some talking here. Maybe I'll try to do some talking at some point further down. So I'm a little bit further down the mountain, a little bit more comfortable. I'm out of the trees, so it's still a little windy, but sitting down for the first time since I got out of the car, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the hike and everything today. bit of nice lighting and clouds and everything going on over there. Try to give a view of what we're seeing here. Pretty nice. Let's see. And this morning, got up, I was having a real high inertia day. I have a hard time getting going sometimes. I was afraid I wouldn't do anything today and I would just let myself do nothing, watch YouTube videos, and I could have justified it, but I knew it wasn't what I should do. Ended up, well, there was all these like little minor things, these minor hurdles. I was tempted to let them stop me. Oh, I got up late. Oh, don't know where I'm going. Oh, I don't know if my car will go up that road. This and that. But I overcame the inertia. Got moving. I have a real problem with being disorganized. I have a lot of good gear, but sometimes it doesn't matter because it's a pain trying to find or remember where I put it. I need to get better organized. That was part of it, making sure I had the correct jackets or deciding what to take. That's part of it, being kind of new to this area, not knowing what would be a good idea to take today. So I decided to go with one layer of thermal under my pants, my normal wool hiking socks. I don't usually use the really thick ones because I sweat and that's a mess. And I don't think I've ever really needed that thick. And then I had a jacket. I had a regular fleece jacket, and then this new kind of water. I don't know if it's actually waterproof or water resistant. Either way, water repelling layer. Because I know I should have that because it was raining yesterday and a little bit this morning. And I could definitely, you could just look at the sky and know that you can't. Rain gear is pretty much mandatory. So trying to find where I knew I had just bought it. Figure out where I'd put it. And then I actually, on this hike, I had 2 layers that I didn't use. I had one more, a little bit more insulation, with concentration on the core, and then a real thin layer that's just mainly a windbreak layer. And I had a balaclava I didn't use. Could have used it for a minute, but didn't really need it. And then I got, let's see, part of it was like trying to figure out if I was actually hungry or if I should eat something. I ate a couple of peanut butter cookies and had some apple juice, and then I found a couple of these like steak bite things. Figured I should have a little bit of protein at least, and had a handful of those, and then I've had a package of those like the Cliff gummy fuel blocks things. I really like those. They don't seem to require much water to process. And I took 1 liter of water with me, which seems to be a really good amount. Doing well with it. I'm comfortable, but I still have about a fifth of the bottle left, which should be plenty to get down. Going down won't need much water, and then I've got water in the car. And then I've got a Cliff Bar with me, but I'm not eating it because I don't really feel really hungry, and I'm looking forward to ordering whatever I want at the St. Bernard, I think is what it's called, the little place I'm renting an Airbnb underneath at that little place, and probably go order something there when I get back. It was pretty hopping, pretty full when I got there yesterday. A little bit noisy, a little bit hard to find a spot to park. It was pretty crowded, and but it quieted down around. It started quieting down around 10, and then they were pretty good. They have a light kind of quiet at 12 kind of rule, and they did pretty well sticking to that, even on a Friday night. And then went to sleep not too long after that, and got up a little late. Wasn't sure what the weather was going to look like. Looked up some trails, picked one that I don't really know why I picked this one. Just kind of seemed like good chance of at that late a point in the day. I figured there was a good chance of still being spots open. It's kind of off season anyways, so I'm not even using, I don't think I'm using the lapel mic, so this might be bad audio. Let me switch and see if that improves. So this is with the lapel mic on. I'm not going to repeat myself, but hopefully the audio is usable from what I was just talking about. And I think I don't know, really, I wanted to say something about a year of having a CDL. This is, I guess, a little bit of a Hometime report slash CDL slash hiking slash, I don't know. It's a little bit of a mess. But I have had a CDL for about 1 year and 1 day. It's October 19th today. And it's been really good for me. So, had a lot of challenges, but they've all been I've managed to overcome them all, and I'm not the most I don't know, high achieving person. So if I can do it, a lot of other people might be worth you trying if you're somebody that is kind of stuck and think you might find might be able to do it, and it might be worth a try. It's kind of crazy how you can take a couple weeks of training. I mean, it's a couple thousand, but like, what else are you gonna get, like that level of certification for that kind of a price this day and age? So a couple thousand and a couple weeks of training and a few more weeks at a company, and they hand you the keys to a truck. It's pretty crazy. And I think there's a pretty high turnover rate. I think the thing that gets most people is being away from their friends and family. So like, I think that's the biggest thing. There are some local jobs. I have heard of them being able to get them right out of CDL school, but I think it's pretty typical to go out of CDL school into one of the major over-the-road corporate, or one of the over-the-road companies. It's generally the bigger companies that'll take you as a newer driver. Something with to do with, I think, the economy of scale, and I think it's part of the equation is being able to afford the insurance on new drivers. Somehow they have the ability to do that. I think most other companies, at least a lot of them, really want a year of experience, which honestly isn't that much. So if you're, you could look at it as like a year of paid training in a sense, or you're not doing what you exactly want, probably most people, but you do a year of not doing what you want so that you can do what you want. Maybe potentially might be a worthwhile, and you're getting paid, and it's not bad pay. I mean, for me, it's a huge upgrade. So I'm finally able to do something like rent an Airbnb, come out to northern Idaho on my own, and do sort of what I want. It's kind of it's a different kind of getting used to being able to afford this sort of thing. So that's definitely a big improvement, and it started to raise the bar on what I can hope for and what I can work for. And I think I'll say more about that on another video. I kind of want to talk about what I aspire to, and what I hope to head towards. For now, just kind of giving an overall kind of report. I guess I tried out the things I've tried are dry van and flatbed. Overall, I think the dry van is definitely the place to start for me. I do like the flatbed is a whole nother level of difficulty. So if you're not sure if you can handle it, I would go with dry van to start. It's easier. The trailers are easier to back in, and you're not dealing with the securement and the tarping. And as far as going to flatbed, I don't actually think that the extra pay is worth the extra work. So I think if you're just doing it for work versus pay, I think you're better off in dry van. But I think the reason I will probably try to stay with flatbed, provided I can get through this winter reasonably well. I'm a little bit worried about that. I was just because I've seen what a little bit of wind can do and how frustrating that can be, even when it wasn't cold and wasn't snowy and icy. How difficult it could be. I was just imagining what kind of challenges I might face, and I'm still not completely sure that I'll manage to get through it. But hopefully, I'll take it one step at a time and get through it. But anyways, provided I can make it through, I think I probably will stick with flatbed because I think it's a lot easier to stay healthy in flatbed. It's been pretty consistent that the healthier drivers in the truck stop are going to be the flatbed drivers, and I've had plenty of times where I've had a guy tarping next to me that's 60 and doesn't look too bad. So I think there's pretty good evidence of a lot of old timers still trucking, still looking pretty good. And it's just, it boots you out of the cab, gets you out doing stuff, the securement and the load checks and all that. It gives you kind of a kick in the pants and an opportunity to take it further, where it's a lot easier in a dry van to just get lazy. And I mean, I have a real problem with, I like all the stuff at truck stops. I like the Denny's, I like the fast food, I like donuts and ice cream and all that. And so it's it's a rough time trying to stay healthy on the road. I One of the big things I've done that's part of it for me is not eating a lot, especially if I'm not delivering, or if I'm not delivering and picking up. If it's just driving day, I'll skip breakfast a lot of times and won't eat. I'll maybe snack a little bit. I try not. I try to only eat if I'm actually really hungry. I try to stop myself from eating if just because I'm bored. And maybe usually have like one meal in the evening. Then I kind of let myself have what I want as a reward if I can keep myself doing a little better. But anyways, I guess the one thing I don't have really experience in either reefer or tanker or bulk. I don't even know if you can start in bulk as a new driver. But I know there's Schneider has tankers, and that's a way to get in a little bit more pay. And then reefer, I think it looks to me like there's money in reefer. Just because I've seen a lot of small businesses running reefer, which I think that means to me that they're not depending on the economy of scale to get to make that work. And I think you can start off. I think there's a what was it, KLLM or something that starts off at reefer. There's a couple other companies. There's others you can check with, but that's the one that I knew about that I was checking into. As far as like new companies go, I went with Schneider. It's okay. It's not great. There's things that are frustrating about it. I don't really know if you can if you can ask for better though. I mean, I think companies like Warner or Swift would be on a similar level. Swift gets made fun of a lot in online, but I think that might be a function of just having way more drivers, and they might have I don't know, they might let their people loose a little bit too much. But if you can handle it, it might be a good spot. The one I haven't had a lot of conversations, but I did talk to one driver who was driving for Swift and liked it. I definitely the reason I didn't do Warner, one of the big reasons, and I would stick. I think it's a good decision. Is I think they do a lot of the general dollar, whatever dollar store accounts, and those are really bad parking situations. And I've seen a couple guys stuck in really bad situations trying to get in and out of those parking lots. So I would definitely, that's one of the big things when you're starting out, is just make it as easy as you can on yourself. If that's that's all I would say. And um, if you think you can handle it, flatbed is more satisfying. As far as just, I feel like the loads are more satisfying. It feels, I mean, just like on a, I don't know, kind of visceral level, it feels better to deliver steel and lumber than it does to deliver cornflakes and hair products. But it's definitely not for everybody, and you kind of should. I think you should be a little bit handy if you want to be a flatbed. I don't know. Nobody. I don't think I saw that as a requirement, but um, it. I don't know how you would do if you weren't a little bit handy. I don't know. Maybe you could make it if you really want to, but there's some, I don't know, just awkward situations that need a tool here and there. I don't know how you would get past if you weren't used to that. And just, I don't know, there was a time that was felt really useful. It was nice to have been on construction sites before and put my steel toe boots on and my hat and my hard hat and vest and go and look for the foreman. That felt useful, but probably not required that you've done that. But, anyways, I guess that about covers it for today. What I can think about. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk down this mountain. I think I'm the last one up here, which is pretty. It's not unusual for me. I do have a headlamp. If I should have enough daylight to make it down. We'll see. See how it goes. Hopefully, I've been hoping not to encounter any bears. I don't know. There's probably mountain lions here too, and I don't know what else. Oh, they said I've seen signs for mountain goats. But I know I'm in bear country. I'm a little bit concerned about that. Honestly, I don't. I mean, if it's really up to the bear what happens, I don't really have much to do. I mean, I have my hiking poles, but I was feeling like I would be open to the idea of carrying a gun, just not so I wouldn't have to be as afraid. But I don't actually know what would be required to actually stop a grizzly. So I might look into that. I don't know if that's a reasonable thing to aspire to. Something to check out for later. But anyways, I head back down the mountain. See where we end up.